Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We have a special occasion where Ted Hammond is coming in. He has made a special impact on his small town in Nebraska. And here he comes.
Hey everyone.
Who are like your best friends and the main characters in the story?
Well, of course there's me, and then there is my teacher, but it's kind of a funny story. Since we live in such a small town, the population's only about 300, so we have a school that's almost like on the edge of shutting down, and we only have 9 kids in the school, and that's why we call it room 1, because we're in one room. And so my teacher, or everybody's teacher, is Miss Matthews, and she is the one that helps me find the family, and she helps me try to raise the big fundraiser for them at the end of the story. Plus, there is April, Alexa, and Artie. And April is the girl that I first meet, and then Alexa is her mom, and then Artie is her little snobby little brother.
Where did your story take place?
Well, there's a few. Of course, the school where we go to school, but then I believe that the main one is the Anderson house, which is where I find that the Thayers are living, and our hill. Since I deliver newspapers like every morning before school and on the weekends, I have to drive up the hill and deliver newspapers to every single house. So I think that's the big role in the story.
And what's like the whole story about?
Well, it's basically that I'm delivering newspapers, and so I'm riding up one morning, and I'm sitting there just looking around, and I'm at my very last stop, and I look out, and it's the Andersons' house, and I see this little girl, and she is staring out the window, and I was about to say hello to her, and you might not think there's anything wrong with that, but then I realized that no one has lived in the Andersons' house for over 2 years.
Keep going.
And then, so as soon as I think about her like all day at school, because I know that anybody would. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you probably would want to go see what the heck happened. And so the first day, I just go and I'm camping out from a far way away because up our hill, it's not the biggest hill, and there are very few trees, so it's really hard to sneak up on someone.
Yeah.
And so the first day, I sit there and camp out for about 45 minutes because I have to get back to my 4 o'clock chores. But so on the first day, I don't see anything. And then I go back on the second day, and I actually decide to get a little bit closer to the house. And I actually get to the house, and I still don't see anything. But then once I end up starting to turn around to get to my bike, I hear a crunch of leaves, and I turn around, and she is right there. And so
Do everything that you think you could have for that family? And would you recommend this book for other people?
Yeah, I'm not trying to brag, but I believe that, I did almost everything I could. I was the one that brought them food, and, I had to pay for it because, I don't know what to say. I think I did everything I could. And, yeah, I think it's a great book. It's a great, adventure, and if you're looking for a mystery, this is the one for you.
So what was the biggest problem you faced in the story?
It was probably when I realized that the Thayers had moved out and moved to that other house. But I started reading the newspapers to see if anything had happened, and so I talked to my teacher, and she told me that it was because of a few teenagers that were just messing around and being teenagers, and so that's why the police were there, not because of the Thayers, but that's what they thought. And so the teenagers were going around messing around in that house, and so that's why the sheriffs were there. And so, but the Thayers thought that I guess I had told on them because she had told me not to tell anybody, but I guess she thought that I told everybody. So she had to move out to play it safe with her family and not to get her family in any more harm.